When I wrote Eat Only When You're Hungry, which is my last novel, which is about a father who goes looking for his missing adult addict son, he was there in the living room. And I knew, like, okay, it's going to be this man looking for his addict son. I knew that was going to be the premise, but it was always going to be from his perspective. Like halfway or 3/4 through the book, I realized I am, a 30-something white woman writing from the perspective of a 60-something white man. Does this book need to exist? And is it okay that I'm writing from this perspective? He revealed himself to me constantly in the way that he was seeing himself in reflections, or the way that he adapted his body to the world around him. Because he's a big dude, and he's a food addict, and that's always plaguing him. It's always, even if you don't see it on the page, later in the book, you realize how much it was there. And so, at one point in early in the book, he looks at himself in the mirror and you see what he looks like. But all throughout the rest of the book, he's moving his body. And that was an important part of it for me, was really exploring what it's like to have an addict son and be an addict yourself. And the physical manifestation of that is this body that you carry around. I have a novel coming out in November 2023, called Hot Springs Drive. I wrote it during the pandemic, and it is based on a real crime that occurred, and in which a teenage boy kills the wife of his mother's lover. And this also happens to be his mother's best friend and next door neighbor. So it's a lot of like, what? So it's, I keep thinking of it as like my crazy quilt novel or my deconstructed novel, because it tells this story from a zillion different perspectives. And then there's like other storylines happening all throughout, but there's the main central horrific crime that occurs, and then sort of how it affects people, as time goes on. So yeah, it's coming out on Roxane Gay Books, which is an imprint of Grove, and Chip Kidd designed the cover, but that's a secret for right now. Yeah, I'm really excited. Comes out in November.